Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today we have a heavier topic. We will be discussing Jin and Suga's military enlistment. There has been a lot of conversation about this, and also the president-elect has stepped in to talk about it too. I also want to get into RM's recent reaction and why he is upset about everything and losing the Grammy. So, hate it or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. And let's get into it. Over the years, I've kind of changed my mind about the Grammys. I used to think it was just an award that singers get, just like any other award. No offense to awards like the Teen Choice or whatever, they don't really mean much. You can get one or not, getting one doesn't solidify your position in the industry. Not that a Grammy does either, but so many artists have gotten Grammys and we no longer hear about them. And several others who have not gotten a Grammy have gone down in history as some of the best boy bands or artists. I was very surprised when a lovely patron told me that Backstreet Boys actually never won a Grammy, but we're still here singing their songs. So a Grammy isn't an end-all be-all. However, I've spoken about this before, a Grammy does help you make more money in the industry. It allows you to charge more for your albums, concert tickets, and all that. People think fame is what solidifies your career in entertainment. That is not true. Money does. Take a look at Johnny Depp, who for the longest time people didn't know the face of, but people would watch all of his films because they ended up being hits due to how talented he is. So the amount of ticket sales he's able to sell kept getting him booked in more roles. Meanwhile, he wasn't really recognized on the street much. Same goes with the singer Sia. So winning a Grammy definitely means a lot more for artists like BTS to solidify their place in the American industry, being able to make more money and being recognized in the industry that they are the next group you have to book for your shows. BTS did a live stream right after they lost the Grammy and the ceremony was over. They didn't seem too upset. I mean, they were likely not going to sit there and just cry, but they were in decent spirits and they wanted to consolidate all the armies who were definitely upset. This is like the 70th time armies have trended scammies. Now, RM did take a moment to really give his full feelings and kind of express how upset he is. He said, "It's not like there's anything we can do about the results. I mean, honestly speaking, it's a fact that we're not happy, but I think it's good to be honest about how we feel. We can just be sad for today and feel better tomorrow. It's all good. We can blow off some steam by ourselves for today and feel better tomorrow." This definitely shows that they were not a little upset, but very upset. I just really hope and wish that even though Grammys is all that I said earlier, it's not everything. It's a lot, but not all. You can still be a very successful singer and entertainer and still make a lot of money doing what you do without a Grammy. At this point, winning awards and getting more recognition should be something they aim for, but definitely not a necessity. It's just a luxury. Being grateful that they have a super successful career to even be nominated and sell out stadiums, being able to perform at the Grammys, this is all huge and something the 1% of celebrities don't even all get to do. And I get it, once you achieve these things and achieve it multiple times, it doesn't feel like it's a big deal. We as humans get used to good things very quickly and we learn to expect them so that when it doesn't happen, we get upset or think that the career is not moving forward. But I hope they realize and remember that their career is a lot more than any of the Grammy winners could ever dream of having. I don't know if BTS will ever hear this message, but it is likely that they have told themselves this already too. This is all built into what Asian parents say to consolidate and what a lot of religious people preach. So they know this. Now, to kind of give a little more bad news, but maybe necessary to talk about, winning a Grammy would have probably solidified their military exemption. It would have been shown that without a doubt, like no one can doubt them, that they all need to be exempt. But just because they didn't win doesn't necessarily mean they can't get exemption. Around April 2nd, the president-elect, meaning he won the voting but hasn't yet been sworn into power of the presidency yet, his name is Yoon Suk-yeol, his committee was going to make a visit to HYBE as one of his first duties. This shows the impact that HYBE and BTS has had on South Korea. The fact that this is one of their first missions and an urgent one to do. People think that they're going to talk about BTS enlisting for sure. The committee talked about how BTS should get exempt, but hasn't made a decision yet, but wanted to get HYBE's opinion. At least that's what I gather from it. The boys are not against enlisting, and if they're called, they will go. When the Grammy result was announced and BTS lost, there was a lot of coverage about what is the next step for BTS, and the internet began to flood with military enlistment news articles. People asking if the members need to go and really talking about what this means for BTS's career. The articles and news talk about the president addressing it, all made a lot of headlines and in my opinion ultimately could have resulted in some people pulling out of HYBE stock. So apparently right before the committee's visit to HYBE and before the Grammys, HYBE stock went up. It was up allegedly about 4.36%. That's a lot. All this means is that a lot of people noticed the potential of BTS and they were all like, oh, this company is going to make a lot of money right now. Let's buy some shares of the company right now and we'll make a lot of money too. So So that's why the company went up about 4.36%. Now, after the announcement of the committee's visit and the loss of the Grammys, HYBE's stock dropped allegedly 2.94%. So my guess is that after people were talking about the enlistment and the committee's visit to HYBE, people realized that BTS's enlistment is still probably going to happen or will happen very soon, and likely HYBE will make less money during BTS's military service. So some people want to sell their stock to avoid their stock being worth less when the company should allegedly make less money after BTS enlists. I hope that makes sense. However, 2.94%, it's not that big of a drop. Another contributor to the drop was also the issue of not winning a Grammy. An analyst from HMC Investment and Security, which basically their job is to explain drops and ebbs and flows of a stock. This is not someone who works for HYBE or has inside information. They're just predictors using past data. This guy put out a statement to explain the 2.94% stock drop and said, HYBE's value went down for two reasons Monday. One is due to the military issue and the other is due to BTS's failure to win a Grammy. HYBE shares would have skyrocketed if BTS members were exempt from military service or if they were able to complete their service while remaining active professionally. This is all just a prediction though, and we can't say definitively what caused the drop and what caused the increase. We can only assume. The data is public and legally has to be, so if you're a data analyst yourself and want an explanation to all this, you can definitely find it online. How? I don't know. I'm not a stock person, and I don't know if you can even access it in America. Now, while people think that Jin had postponed his enlistment for such a long time, that it is ultimately Suga's time to go as well, and so they will likely both go if they have to go, and this is probably true. They will likely have to both go. The formal announcement has not been given as of yet by the president. People just think that Jin and Suga will have to enlist immediately. I do want to hear your opinions. I do think with everything I've said, will BTS ultimately get an exemption, or was the loss of the Grammy really bad news and now they don't have a chance at exemption? Do you think the president will announce and his final decision will be for BTS to go? I want to hear and debate about it. Keep in mind, BTS and HYBE's contribution is so big. Like, we're talking about allegedly 1% of the South Korean economy, which allegedly, according to Google, is $18 billion. Someone contributing that much to the economy should be allowed to continue to contribute. This is thousands of jobs for people, thousands of lives on BTS and HYBE's hands that need to support their family, and if HYBE loses money, who knows what will happen. Budget cuts always exist in a company for things like this. This could mean benefits get cut or employees get laid off. I'm not saying this is for sure what will happen. I'm saying it could happen. And definitely, I don't want to see something very avoidable happen, and especially since the Korean military is going to be fine without BTS survey. Just kind of a side note here, so many people are so up in arms about canceling businesses, celebrities, and influencers. A lot of these people have other people relying on them, meaning if they fail, those people need to find new jobs. Just think about the fact that when someone goes online and attempts to cancel someone, they're not just canceling that person, they're possibly even making their employees or staff go homeless and their staff lose their dream job. This isn't saying you shouldn't hold people accountable. Of course you should. But there's a difference between holding someone accountable versus saying that they need to rid themselves off the world. When you tell your family or friends not to do something, I highly doubt it's as angry and as 0 to 100 like when you read hate comments online. It goes from please don't say that to I'm going to go over there and melt your mouth together, and then calling the public figure mentally unwell. All within the same comment and the same hater. It's like you can see this person trying to be kind, and as they're writing, they're just getting angry. This is not normal behavior, but it's something a lot of people do online. But also BTS or any human just simply doesn't deserve that type of hate. I mean, the person who spreads hate on a normal basis in K-pop are not the people receiving this message anyway. I'm pretty sure I am just preaching to the choir here. You all already know this. Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thank you to this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.